Hey guys, hey, it's Bri here coming at you guys with another video. Today I want to talk to you guys different types of empaths. So the main types of empath, there are about 7 of them. And I keep my notes in my phone because apparently I didn't find a notebook to write these down. So if I'm looking at my phone, I do apologize, but it's because I keep everything in my notes section on my phone. And yeah, I really should get a notebook and write it down, but hey, you know what? This is why we have phones too, right? Sometimes I get this information and I will be standing in the grocery store, or I'll get this information that I want to use for my videos. I'll get the downloads for my videos, maybe, you know, when I'm out walking or something like that. And so I'll grab my phone really fast and put in my notes. So the 7 different types of empaths is, we have emotional, medical, geomanic, I cannot pronounce that one, I'm so sorry, plant, animal, intuitive, and near empath. So if you are an empath or you think that you're an empath, please keep watching, because I'm going to tell you the 7 main types of empaths, and how you might know that you are is if one of them resonates with you. So, and if you're watching this, you probably are an empath because you were drawn to watch this video in the first place. With that said, my dear empathic friends, let's get to talking. Number 1 is emotional empath. So an emotional empath can feel the emotions of other people. They can tell when somebody is sad. They can tell when somebody is mad. They can almost understand the pain that you're going through. If you're having an emotional pain, they can tell that. If you've had your heart broken, they can tell. They can walk into a room. They are the ones that can cry with you. Those are emotional empaths. There are a lot more emotional empaths, I think, than we realize, because a lot of people will feel anxiety or depression and they can't understand where it's coming from, or they'll feel a sudden urge of anger and they're going, why do I feel angry right now? Like, there should be no reason why I feel angry. It's because they're an emotional empath. So my emotional empathic friends, my key tip to you is to ground yourself all the time. And this is for every single empath, but grounding is very, very key, and letting those emotions go back to Mother Earth. So once you feel an emotion that is not yours, once you understand that that emotion is not yours, you need to let that emotion go and you need to put it back to Mother Earth. All right, so the next one is a medical physical empath. So a medical physical empath is one that probably works in the medical field. It could be a doctor, a nurse, or a CNA, or therapy of some sort. But there's somebody who works in the medical field, and these are the ones who can catch when somebody is having a heart attack. They can catch when somebody is in pain. They can catch that kind of medical stuff. They're the ones that probably know that somebody's about to die, because they can feel that. They can feel that death is upon that person. For these ones, it's very key, especially when you're working in the medical field. If you're wanting to use your empathic gift as a doctor, a nurse, a CNA, in therapy, whichever medical field you work, radiology, there are so many medical fields. But if you are working in the medical field and you're a medical empath, my key tip to you is to zip up. If you're not wanting to feel what other people are feeling, if you're not wanting to feel that somebody might be having kidney stones, if you're not wanting to feel that kind of stuff, is to zip it up. So you can imagine the zipper going from the bottom to the top and protecting you. And with every empath, I'm going to tell you at the very end of this video a prayer that you're going to need, but it's very key, and for everybody too, for protection and for extra protection. But when you are working in healthcare, you are going to feel that a lot more. When somebody comes into the ER and you can feel the pain or the blood gushing out of their arm or something along those lines. I love how I'm going very cryptic on this, but that is because you are a medical empath. So the next one is geomantic empath, and I had to look this one up. So because I didn't understand when they were telling me, I'm like, I don't understand what that is. So, and it's probably because I don't think I've met one of these empaths yet. So these are, the term that it came up with is, this is just a fancy way for saying that you are an empath that feels into the surroundings, nature, and physical landscape of a place. You can sense and feel the environment. You can feel what types of emotions were experienced in that environment. They will stream through your body. You will feel a calling to decorate your house with natural colors, plants, and stones. Things that remind you of your true home outdoors. So that's actually a really cool one. So for example, you're going to have a home that probably is very natural feeling. You're going to have a space that has a lot of plants. Plants are going to be very, very important to you. You almost have a connection with Mother Earth in a sense of the words. Not as much as a plant empath, but you still are. But if you go somewhere and you have kind of a deja vu moment, or you have a familiar moment in that place, it could be anywhere. I had one at, when I first got to South Carolina, I went to Myrtle Beach, and it was kind of cool. I had a deja vu moment, but that probably means that you are a, hold on, I gotta remember how to pronounce it, geomatic empath. Am I pronouncing that wrong and you are one of those empaths? Please let me know, because I would totally love to know the right way to pronounce that. The next one is a plant empath. So these are ones that can connect with Mother Earth. These are ones that connect with plants. They are gardeners. They are ones that can make gardens really grow and look beautiful. They have a green thumb. They kind of have like a little bit of like a touch that makes things grow. It's almost like they can touch something and it will grow. They have an understanding if a plant is hurting. They can understand that that plant is feeling pain at that moment. Yes, plants feel pain. When we cut down trees, they feel pain. It hurts a lot. And I have yet to figure out which empath I am, because you know what? I feel pain when I see a plant being cut down. It kind of hurts me too. But they are ones that really and truly connect to Mother Earth. My key tip for these empaths is to have a garden. To spend as much time as you can outdoors and with Mother Earth. Maybe have your own little area where you can go and sit on the ground, like physically sitting on the ground barefoot and connecting with Mother Earth. These empaths are great though to have around, especially somewhere down here in the south where plants can grow. They're ones that understand. They can also kind of, I don't know, this is gonna sound a little weird, but they can almost feel like the ants and stuff when you're mowing and they're like mowing over their hill and the ants are running to, yeah, they can almost feel that. I know that sounds weird, but and these empaths also make wonderful herbalist, words don't work for me, herbalist and shamans. So if you are a shaman, you are probably a plant empath. So like I said, there are lots of empaths out there. So the next one was the animal empath. So an animal empath is probably a veterinarian. You're probably a wonderful veterinarian. You can probably have one of the animals come into your vet and you already know what's wrong with that animal. You can understand it. It's almost like you can hear the animal talking to you. Don't think you're crazy, because you connect to animals in a way that other people haven't. If you've ever watched Heartland, I honestly think that that girl is based off of an animal empath, because she connects with horses in a way that most people can't connect with them. And so you probably connect with animals the same way that she does. If you don't know, Heartland is like a horse video. It's based in Canada, but she's wonderful with horses. She's kind of like a horse whisperer. That's what a animal empath is. They're almost like an animal whisperer. So my key tip for you is to have animals. If you are an animal empath, it is very important for you to have your own animal, because they're gonna be your own like special animal. I can't think of the word right now. There's a certain word. It's gonna come to me after I get done with this video. But it's very important, because you are gonna be able to connect with that animal in a sense that you can't connect with human beings, and it will help you through your spiritual journey. It will help you understand animals even more. It will help you with your empathic side. So the next one is intuitive empath. I am an intuitive empath, and so you can sense, for one thing, you can sense if somebody is a BSer. You are the empath that can sense the BSers and a line of BSers. You are the strong empath. You are the one that can sense spirit guides around somebody. You are the one that can take in what they're feeling and help them. You almost when you meet somebody, it's almost like you get a download of their life and their past. So those are intuitive empaths. My key tip for intuitive empaths is to always remember to ground yourself, get yourself some kyanite, work with Mother Nature, really zip yourself up. And the other thing is an intuitive empath can be a very over-empowering empath. If you're not understanding things, if you're not understanding what's going on, sometimes this means you're the intuitive empath. You are feeling depression that doesn't make any sense. You are almost having these thoughts that you're like, wait, where are these thoughts coming from? Why am I having these thoughts? This means you're an intuitive empath because you're intuitively connecting with that person's thoughts. You just don't realize it. I'm not saying like you can read their minds 100%. Don't go around trying to read everybody's mind. It's kind of creepy unless they give you permission to connect with them and to, you know, I do in my readings, but I always ask for permission beforehand. So getting permission is very key, especially if you're working with any sort of healing, especially if you're an empath or any of that stuff. Permission is very, very important. So always ask for permission. But this one can be an overwhelming empath for sure. I know this because I'm an intuitive empath and it has almost taken me down. I don't even know how many times. So. So, and the other last tip on intuitive empaths is, again, you're gonna be able to pick up if somebody is lying to you. These empaths can really tell if somebody is lying to you, which is super important because you're going to get lied to a lot. Being an empath, you know, you have this light around you and the dark beings are gonna come at you and try to come at you, and so people are gonna try and lie to you a lot. So understanding that those people are lying to you is very, very important. And the last one is a mirror empath. So a mirror empath is somebody who can, it's like having a mirror in front of you, and it's like the person in front of you is the mirror, and they're doing stuff and they're acting and you are pushing it back, like you're acting and doing the same thing as they're doing. It's almost like you're imitating the person that's in front of you. You're not standing in front of the mirror, but you are the mirror back to them. And it's almost, this empath is almost key because it can show people how they really and truly are acting. So if you're sitting there and you're, you know, somebody is acting oh so silly, and then you start acting oh so silly and you're like, where did that come from? It's because that person, you're mirroring that back at that person. You're kind of meeting them in the middle. Hint, mirror empath. These empaths came here to it's almost like you act as a stage and you're showing people how they are acting. You're mirroring it back at them. You're helping them by mirroring it back at them. These empaths came here to show people their true inner beings, their true selves. So you are relaying this back at the person. So mirror empaths came back to help people by showing them the same thing. So when somebody is acting one way, you're pushing it back at them. That is a mirror empath. So for mirror empaths, again, grounding is very key. So what is my biggest tip? And I will say this probably almost every empath video that I make so that you guys can keep reminding yourselves of how to do it, is for one thing, get yourself some kyanite. Kyanite is a empath's best friend. I like to hold it every single night, and I like to imagine everything going into my kyanite and releasing it. The next thing is grounding. Putting your feet physically on the dirt is important, but you can do this wherever. I do this sometimes when I'm in bed and I'm like, oh crap, I didn't ground myself today. So you can imagine roots going down into Mother Earth, and through these roots, a ball of white light is going to come up all the way through your body, up through your chakras, out through your hands, out through your crown chakra, and forming around you, and it's going to cleanse everything, and you're going to give everything that came back, all the emotions that weren't yours, all of the things that happened that weren't yours, you're giving it back to Mother Earth to be recycled and be returned back out into the universe as a positive emotion, as a positive, just as the positive. Next thing is you can also physically zip yourself up. If you're headed somewhere and you really need that extra bit of protection, you can mentally zip yourself up. So from your toes all the way to the top, you can imagine a zipper coming up to zip you in to protect you. Now, my very first thing that I like to do, and the very most important thing that I like to do every single day, is a angel prayer. So I call this my empath prayer, but it's pretty much just an angel prayer. So you just sit there in quiet prayer and you call upon, you say, I ask my angels and guides of 100% white light to surround me in a ball of white light, so that only positive energy may come through and negative energy stays out. Allow those who come near me to receive positive energy throughout my entire day. Allow this ball of white light to surround me throughout my entire day in protection of negative energy. So it is, so it shall be. Thank you. And always remember to say thank you. Always remember. So, my empathic friends, I hope that this helped. Again, to recap, the 7 types of empaths are emotional, medical, geomatic, I cannot pronounce that, I need to learn how to pronounce that, plant, animal, intuitive, and mirror empath. So I hope this helped you understand your empathic gifts a little bit more and understand what type of an empath you might be. If you are wanting more of a detail on a certain type of empath, let me know and I will gladly make a video on that. But with that said, I hope you guys have a wonderful day and I love you guys. Bye.